MultiVersus is not perfect. However, MultiVersus is still an open beta. MultiVersus is an extremely fun game, but I will tell you there's some things that I had huge gripes about in the game, and probably the most important to talk about in an open beta phase of a video game. I love that Tony Hun, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, is being straight transparent with the community, the fan base, the players, and everyone involved within the core of MultiVersus. I'm not gonna lie, this issue will change how MultiVersus plays heavily in the future of its game and its community, and potentially even grow the base from people who may give it another chance. Since we are less than a week away from MultiVersus entering season 1 of the game, we got a lot of stuff to talk about on how they're going to fix, save, and change MultiVersus for the better. But the first thing they need to buff is y'all hitting that young subscribe button and the bell and turn on all notifications for your boy. Don't worry, I don't spam you with uploads, and times out of 10, you will never get any spoilers from your boy. Also, not everybody subscribing. You gonna see another one of my videos anyway. Just hit the subscribe button for me, please. Alright, cool, let's get it. Now, the biggest frustrating thing about MultiVersus, and don't worry, I have another video coming tomorrow about the game, something very spicy, but I will say the MultiVersus' biggest issue in the game was some of the hurt boxes and hit boxes. Tony comes out and says, we did a foundational overhaul over how we do hurt and hit boxes. We're still finding issues, but things will continue to get better over time. It'll be in the build after this one. So if you don't know what this really means, or you just not too deep into that type of thing with fighting games and you just playing them, just know like moves like this has been hitting you weird, or moves like just everything Finn does has been crazy. There's been some moves that just hit from weird and crazy angles overall with MultiVersus. Things you think shouldn't hit will probably connect right now. And that's the big thing about MultiVersus that feels very off about it. It feels a little jank. However, I have stated that MultiVersus multiple times is still an open beta. And someone would ask, well, why would they release the game like this in this state? I mean, come on, I'd rather for them to test the game than give us the full official release and nothing works. Or just probably be even more worse with less tested bugs, and then we'll have to wait more time later for them to get on it and fix it. Tony then thus states, to clarify, it won't be in the next build, but hopefully one after. So somewhere in season 1, we will get these pivotal changes to the gameplay. But that is not all, people. We have more changes coming to season 1 for MultiVersus, okay? And the big one is something I have a personal gripe with, right? So let's talk about it. Batman grappling hook. So apparently grappling hook with Batman has this weird bug right now where if you shoot it, it could kill you or throw you off screen. Like, it goes too far. He out here playing One Piece, not Batman grappling hook. I have a personal problem with Batman's grappling hook, where sometimes the registry on the moves is very weird and inconsistent for some reason. I don't have this problem with no other characters in the game. Like, if I hit up special in the air, I'm trying to get the uppercut with Batman, or AK what I call it, the Bat Shoryuken. But then sometimes when I need to do it, grappling hook comes out as well. It feels like it could just be like me personally, but at the end of the day, it feels very weird that this happens. He said, yes, we did what we could with the server side fix, but the real fix will require a client update, which is coming very soon. Some of these may have already been patched or taken into consideration as I'm reading this, but for what I know as of now, these are things that people have been asking for. And the reason why a lot of these patches haven't taken place is because Evo just happened. When it comes to competition, thing can come out 2 weeks before or a month before. Don't do it. I'd rather you just wait till after Evo happens to decide to patch the game. It makes it less stressful for the players playing, having to relearn the game in less time than they had to actually play it. Next is Iron Giant nerfs. I think Iron Giant in 1v1 either is really easy or really annoying. His shield literally kills characters who use projectiles to advance, so you'll lose out on utility for a long period of time. Yeah, I hate it. I hate fighting Iron Giant with Arya because it just, I don't even want to get into it. It's so stupid. Like, if I throw the knife and he pops the shield, I can't use a main tool of Arya's. I just think it's dumb. I don't think that's cool at all. And next is Finn. Finn is 100% getting nerfed. Everyone has been complaining about Yoinkity Swanky Black Pack. I think the problem with Finn is that he has a lot of the jankiest hitboxes in MultiVersus. And his up special, the backpack, you can control where it's going. It's a little too strong. Personally, I think it needs the Wonder Woman aerial side special nerf. The Soaring Punch got nerfed in the past to where the controller was a bit more committal, more defined, instead of just moving wherever you want when you need to with Finn, at least going down as well. It is really strong. I also think Finn hitboxes on his moves need a huge adjustment overall, like I just stated. I love Finn. I don't want them to kill Finn, but I feel like he does have a lot of inconsistencies with hitboxes and knockbacks on his moves. Another bug to the game reminds me of Sonic up air and, Smash Ultimate not being as consistent for a lot of scenarios as it is in Smash 4, but that's debatable. Reindog's up air is very inconsistent. Players have reported that you have to be 100% inside of someone for it to hit. Tony confirmed that he did buff his up air by making it bigger. Also, Tony even said, I made it even bigger and it looks good to me now. Thanks for the video, it's super helpful. I think I made the ground and air version bigger last time instead of the air one, and it won't be out of the next build, but maybe the build afterwards. So a thing I'm starting to see here is that a huge overhaul for the game, at least a huge big patch for MultiVersus, will most likely be the one after the season 1 update. At least in that same vein of things. For people that don't know, Bugs Bunny, y'all was cheating. He is not supposed to get that double rocket glitch that he has, and it's super annoying. Just putting that out there. Lastly, the character I wanted to get buffed is Wonder Woman. Now, the thing about Wonder Woman is that she is really good in the game. She's a solid character, but she does need some more things to keep up with a lot of the more cheese in the cast. I think Wonder Woman has always been pretty solid, but compared to a lot of characters above her having more like cheese, her broken, I guess crazy, arguable hitboxes, all that jazz, I definitely think Wonder Woman deserves some buffs in regards. Tony even came out and said it earlier this month that she's getting earlier shield activation from ground side special to better react to projectiles and slightly lower cooldown on lasso. And lastly, the last thing I want to talk about for now, another huge issue with the game is projectiles. A lot of projectiles don't follow the rules of the game and properties of how the game see them. Tony said they are starting to look into this, so if it's not fixed in the upcoming patch, changes will happen in the future. But I'm going to break down this Twitter thread from user Z Subtle on MultiVersus projectiles and projectile information. Alright, so pretty much like how I talked about earlier with Arya's projectile, the big issue that annoyed me is that some projectiles in the game do not act as projectiles or they just don't work. So, from Z Subtle, there's pretty much zero consistency across all projectiles and moves in the game, but below I'll piece together a thread of some particularly weird things of note. Jake's Bun and Veil Megaphone Beam are both labeled projectile, but do not operate as a projectile in any capacity, not once. A lot of explosive type projectiles seem to be sometimes deal an additional hit, but not all. The TNT item, Tom and Jerry's Dynamite, Jerry Less Rocket, etc. all behave really strange and inconsistently. Perhaps there's some secondary explosion hitbox that sometimes hits based on position. The only thing that stops Jerry's Slingshot are Finn's side special, Wonder Woman's side special, and Taz's Bite. Taz straight up eats Jerry and puts him on cooldown. Steven's shield stop everything except Jerry's Slingshot and Harley's Bat and Plushie's Bomb. Steven's shield stops everything except Jerry's Slingshot and Harley's back, Plushie Bomb. They both simply pass through. I could keep going on in this thread from Z Subtle. Shout out to this user on Twitter. Tony did come out and say, yes, we are working on all these issues with MultiVersus in the future, and most of these will take place over the course of season 1. A lot of these probably won't get changed by the next build he's talking about after season 1 releases, but I can see a lot of these changes come down the line. I think Jake and Velma had some cheesy glitch that happened, and that's fixed. They fixed that already. But yeah, I'm super excited for the future of MultiVersus. But tomorrow I got a very important video I want to talk about, and it's that stupid phrase every time a new platform fighter comes out called the Smash Killer. So if you want to see that video, it's be highly edited and stuff like that, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. You already know, hit the bell, and follow me on Twitter at Avataryaya_. And remember, most importantly, you guys are golden, and that is raw. Squalla, peace, and I'm out. And the siren's coming because they know I'm spitting. Peace.
I've been the devil, I need me a arc in the heart. Am I breathing? I'm feeling like time's right. Walking this bitch with a zapato on, let you rock it, I keep me a domino. Bitch, on my dick, man, I feel like Kazaki. Stretching that pussy out like it's Pilates. I'm snatching the soul like right out of a body. Fire, I'm spitting, I'm feeling like Dobby. White bitch, blonde hair, looking like Lucy. She from Kyoshi, I paint her face Suki.